guys come in, please have a seat by the fire and listen to my tale of Dungeonetics, the Cliff Notes edition. See, in this particular episode, I will be going through our chapters one by one, picking out the compelling parts, discarding the chaff, and hopefully getting you up to speed on the danger of our world. So please, rest assured, you're in good hands. The table bickering has been removed. The poor dice rolls have been executed. And all that is left is the pure adventure. In this section, I will be discussing the following: escape, zombies, flasks, crystal skulls, and werewolves. So if any of those are triggers, well, I'm sorry. You've been warned. We begin our episode as our boys run for the ocean side, only to find they've been double-crossed.
I think we can go around him.
Well, right now he's wrapped up in a rug.
I'm not wrapped up in a rug. I'm just on the ground.
Marc, charge him.
Magic dagger time. 17
That hits.
plus 7, 24.
It wasn't 17.
It's still 17. Shut up.
We're behind the bag of chips.
I need to roll one of these, the D4.
Yep.
I'm not trapped in rugs. I'm pretty badass.
That was good. That was good.
The creature that was once Victor Spire, the self-proclaimed king of Asterport, collapses on the ground. As you catch your breath and mend your wounds, your attention returns to the flickering skyline, illuminated by a burning city. While the sounds of battle ring throughout the whole city as the Visor's army clash with the Walking Dead, while horns still sound the retreat.
Start taking out those guys.
Could you get your sister to
She's
join
like,
us?
I don't need that much help from you. I actually was in the city when the plague beset us.
Yeah, it happened.
I know, I'm just so.
Yeah, she knows what to do.
You take care of that. You know.
All right,
momentarily.
I guess we'll put on travel gear because they're dressed in like fine linens. And
Oh, who cares? Just freaking go out there and do it. You know, get changed.
what do you mean, go do it? Like
Get changed.
You want
get
them to-
changed. Yeah, freaking get changed. Just go start killing things. You're in like medieval times.
They're not soldiers.
So,
There's only 3 living soldiers. These people are just townsfolk.
hey, when the undead show
Down.
up, everyone's a soldier.
On these series of lifts. But there's
Okay.
a lift that goes down, and we might be able to find a boat and get out of here.
That's what I'm going for.
What about those other dudes that are trying to take over the town?
However, there is, while you guys are talking, there's an attractive girl that comes over to you, Hutsell. Yes. But she looks angry.
Oh.
Well, she's like,
Well, so much for that. So much for that.
That's a common occurrence.
She tells you that your father adopted her. She was
What?
a
You have a
orphan
stepsister?
from the war that he led.
Oh crap!
You have
So
a
you
stepsister.
can't have
And
sex with her now.
She's like,
You could see
she
the stepsister.
tells you, how dare you wear
the
his
edge.
armor?
It's on the
You'll
edge.
never be
It's on the
half
edge.
the man your father was.
Well, that's okay. You know, my dad wasn't with me for half of my life, so I don't have to be half the man he was, because half the time he wasn't even there.
You should tell
She
her.
kind of like
invisible is
leaves
half
off.
of
She
nothing.
sees, she's like, they're all strapping on travel gear. There's a lift that brings us down to the dock.
So let's do
and
that.
there's
There's
boats
hopefully
still
a boat.
docked down there.
So let's go. Let's go.
Let's go to the boat.
I'm for it, guys. If you guys are.
I'm boating it out.
I'm on a boat.
I never believed we'd be here.
All right, so there's 38 of you, all like suiting up.
Women,
Find a big
children
boat.
lasts. We going first.
Find a big boat. We're gonna need
Oh.
a bigger boat.
So,
Need a bigger boat.
how many people can ride the lift at a time?
Oh, the lifts are actually big because they're meant for actually
Like freight?
shipping freight. So
Cargo.
all of you guys should fit on one
We
one
just have
platform.
someone
Doesn't someone have to
that
lower it?
knows what they're doing. Do that.
All right, you guys all load up onto the platform. As the lift lurches to life as the water wheel engages and you begin to descend down the face of the cliff. Downward towards the dock district, you notice the fire has not yet reached this far as of yet. You also notice several ships are still docked near the shipping
several.
warehouses. One even appears to be lifting its sails and preparing to launch. In between the bottom of the lift and the ships is a mass of the undead, drawn by the sound of the lift gears.
I knew there was gonna be dead. There's no way we can go down anywhere without anything happening.
The only way is to make a run for it. And you see a mass of zombies as it basically opens out to the ground floor. You're up first.
Huts.
Well, all right. I guess I'll just hit the one with the red eyes.
You guys have pretty much milled through half of the entire group of zombies. All right, so Marc is prone in the middle of zombies.
Going, what the fuck?
You and your 13 survivors, so that's 15 of you, are farther, like, on the breaking out of the cluster of zombies.
Yeah.
There are still about 100 zombies left. As you're inching closer and closer to the ships, the dead seem almost infinite, or 100 of them. Several of your group have been pulled away by the ever-clutching hands of the walking dead, and your strength is waning. The look of fear on those around you reveals their realization that they may never reach the boats is a distinct possibility. Just as you grasp this conclusion, the docks is rocked by a tremendous explosion above you, on the cliff face as flaming debris rains down on the docks. You see a large shadow glide through the air, crashing down on a nearby warehouse, powering the area with wooden splinters. Rising from the wreckage is a giant black, long-necked reptilian creature
Smog!
that stands
Oh,
up
God.
and spreads its wings.
A dragon!
With a roar, it sprays a foul-smelling mouth and blankets the area of the docks. And it seems to sting you, and you see many of the walking dead just dissolve and collapse.
Oh, nice.
Its fierce red eyes stare at each of you with a malice that cannot be measured, and it suddenly moves to lunge at you. Caught off guard by a bolt of lightning, the creature rolls back and shakes as electricity dances along its scales. A figure draped in a blue cloak walks out from between two buildings and comes before your group and hands Kingsley, you, a object wrapped in a cloth.
I got a piece of cloth. Can I open it? I want to.
Does he have time?
There's something weighted in it. Yeah, there's an amulet in it.
Okay.
Can he use his arcane lore to see if he noticed?
yeah, I got
Well, Nolan's like,
knowledge.
my
Go for it.
suggestion is that you run before the creature gets back up.
Oh. Can I
He's
go?
like, I can only hold this beast back.
Are we running to the ship?
Yeah, we're
And he goes, you'll know what to do with the amulet when the time Before pulling the boarding plank aboard, you notice the hand of Scott Leon reach towards you. While you notice horrible scars across his neck and arm. Sorry for doubting you, friends, but there's no time to waste because I can't wait to put this town behind us.
So can someone confront your stepsister now? Sit in the boat. Confront your sister.
Yeah.
You go to confront your sister, but you can't find her among the survivors.
Uh-oh. We could ask one of the Leones what the destination is.
Can we ask any of the people in our group if they saw what happened? If they saw what happened to them?
That's a good.
She's like, it was chaotic. She must have been pulled away by the undead.
Why don't we check the Leones? I think that's where we're
Ask them
going.
where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though you're sleepy, you swear you heard a scream over the sounds of the storm. You go upstairs. On the way upstairs, you notice two dead people. They look like they've been
Decapitated?
mauled by animals.
What?
Werewolves.
Oh, no.
I figured out your plan, Mr.
Well,
Francois.
you didn't see all the hints
Oh.
I made. There
I
was
knew.
a brilliant full moon as you
Yes.
departed the harbor.
I
You're
heard.
boarding a ship called
I
the
knew.
Silver Lady.
Yes, I got it.
no.
I knew what was going on, but I just like to let you lay your
You didn't
trap.
know until that one clue.
All right, you see two
Werewolf.
werewolves on the deck, and they've killed another 3 people on the surface.
Leone, werewolf.
The Leone. Oh, no, it's
Leones,
not Leone.
whatever they're
Maybe
called.
they're were-teddy bears.
They're weird teddy bears. Don't try to snuggle with them.
All right.
So I just rolled it for a dex save.
Yeah.
And that's a d20?
Roll good or you're in trouble, buddy.
Come on,
I'm
Hutsell.
swimming with the fishes because I'm wearing heavy
Big
armor.
mover right now. Look at Johnsy. We're like, this is good. It's like, this is good stuff.
9 plus 2.
11.
All right. You didn't fail utterly. You basically just put your sword sideways and just start pushing it against the other werewolf. And it goes right over the edge, leaving out a yelp. You go over the other thing. However, you got one arm tangled in the rigging over the side of the ship.
You're hanging.
In the middle of a storm as the ship is rocking back and forth.
So we gotta
I'm
help
a
him.
giant lightning beam.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna help
You're a
him.
lightning rod.
I should help
Can I use uncanny dodge though?
No, you take 5 points of damage. And make a Constitution save.
7.
All right.
1?
Right,
C-O-N.
Yeah, plus 8.
All right.
Uh-oh. Crap. You're going over the edge next, Mark.
Oh my god, I gotta pull you both up?
No, he's not switched over or anything.
I'm gonna turn into a werewolf though.
He may be cursed with lycanthropy, but you know, it's all good.
Oh, dude, that's badass. I mean, a werewolf is a werewolf
If
assassin.
we get you mad, you turn to a werewolf.
A werewolf assassin. I'm like Incredible Hulk.
And
You know what the secret is? I'm always
we go to the top of the order. It's back to you, Mark.
Alright,
You turn around like, what did you do?
As the last creature is slain, it reverts back to the body of Scott Leon. The shock of realization distracts you from the fact that the helm has been unmanned, and during the storm, the ship has shifted course and appears to be headed straight for a rocky shore. The ship lurches and capsizes while you are thrown about. The ship is torn apart, and the world turns to black. You are awakened by a splash of salt water in your face. As you regain consciousness, you realize you have been tied to chairs and stripped down to your undergarments.
Oh, that sucks.
Scratches and bruises remind you of your near-death experience at the hands of some rocks the day before.
And bite marks.
In front of you is a giant man with a face that appears to be chiseled from the stone itself.
So then I could kind of...
After a few moments of you guys kind of talking to each other, a rather gruff-looking dwarf enters the room.
That's
His-
what it
Hutsell.
is.
Here comes
His
Jeremy
shirt
Graham.
is unbuttoned down low, revealing a hairy, barreled chest, with clothing that only recalls the images of pirates to your mind.
Oh, boy.
So what brings you to my town? I don't take kindly to a bunch of armed strangers appearing on my beaches.
I impart to him that it was not our intention. We were
were in
simply
battle.
fleeing for our lives from battle.
Yeah, we were in battle.
In battle with what?
Werewolves.
Werewolves, zombies, and the Visor's army, but not necessarily in that order.
He kind of scratches his chest, scratches his forehead, and kind of looks at you guys like, I don't know why you'd pull out a story like
But
this.
he has scratches on him to prove that we were attacked by werebears.
Werebears.
Werewolves.
Werewolves.
I would assume if you're fighting, lions, bears, and werebears, I guess you'd be pretty talented at what you guys do.
We could help you.
Well, when I'm not tied to a chair, yeah.
But I have something more special in store for you.
Uh-oh.
There's a traveler that's come to my town, and I don't like him being here. However, I don't want to start a fight with him, because I'm not quite sure how deep his talents go. However, maybe you guys might be able to persuade him, as not official agents of me, to leave the town. If you're able to do that, I would allow you to become contributing members if you pull your weight.
What can you tell us about this guy?
He's also got a minotaur as a guard. You guys enter the inn.
We're dead.
You say it's very quiet.
Worst comes to worst, just kill everything.
Yeah. And then we don't know what we're doing.
Then who cares?
You see a stranger, who you assume is. He's a cloaked individual sitting at a table. Seems to be looking over some papers. You notice that he wears a thick cloak, but he seems to be very twitchy. It's like all over his body. He just seems to never be fully at rest. To his right is a gigantic minotaur that looks up and eyes your weapons greedily as you enter. You see several other cloaked figures line the room with weapons clearly on display, watching you enter.
Hello.
You feel like something's in your head, and then you hear a voice. He goes, "So you wish to help me in my endeavors?"
Oh, he's talking to
The stranger's his hood looks up. You can't see inside, but he appears to be looking straight at you.
Yes, we've heard as we were passing through that you might have jobs available.
Yes, I'm looking for something that seems to be eluding me at the moment. I've hired a few guards, but they haven't been able to stomach what needs to be done. If you are willing to do it, it's been buried underneath an abandoned mine shaft that hasn't been used in hundreds of years. I'm looking for a crystal skull.
Yes.
Is there what?
Is there a way we can call for backup if need be, if we
we
run
can
into any
contact
trouble
you?
while we're in the mines?
It's a possibility. I might be able to listen in.
You're just going to read your mind and know.
Yes,
Yeah,
figured that.
that's really what he's gonna do.
You see the figure looks up at the Minotaur, and the Minotaur takes out a scroll that's on his belt and hands the scroll case to you. This should give you everything you need.
We will depart on our journey and return once we have found your skull. Meet you back here?
You won't be able to miss me. And he sees that there's basically what appears to be like hieroglyphics on the wall painted on with some kind of dye. It appears that there's a figure with many tentacles coming out of it that seems to be adored by all these humanoid figures around it.
Yeah,
because he's the leader, the only one that's standing among the humanoids, is holding a skull in his hands.
Bring back this.
You see that some of the human figures seem larger and like beefier than the ones before, and shows scenes of them killing the smaller humanoids.
Trolls?
You notice that there is some script wrote into it. You're not completely able to figure out what it is, but it does look like a warped dialect of the common tongue. So it's a human language, but it seems like it's been corrupted, and it's been a lot of variations of dialect that haven't been used in a very long time.
So it's old.
Maybe more werewolves?
But it says that there was the one that led us before rests here.
What's he gonna do? You're just gonna stand here looking at the pictures
Well,
on the
I'm trying
wall?
to figure it out.
He's an archaeologist.
It's not a fucking museum.
I mean, it's
He is Indiana Jones.
how old? So this
Are you going to tell him anything before you just kind of like slouch off into the darkness?
I'm gonna go investigate. I'll be back. Don't miss me too much.
I got my sword at the ready, and I'm looking towards the altar.
Can I disguise myself as one of them? Because I have disguise now.
You do have disguise. Let me see what the limitations of this...
My God, you're doing a lot.
You notice there's like 3 or 4 orcs that notice you. One of them says something.
Just fart.
Just nod your head.
Can I mimic?
You can mimic, but who are you going to mimic? One of the ones you just walked by?
Yes.
Alrighty.
I don't know. What else am I gonna do?
Just say
All
what
right,
he
roll
says.
an intelligence check. You're going to mimic what the last thing you heard anyone say.
Well, this is who are you? I'll be like, who are you? Who are you? You talking to me?
All right, roll.
No one else here. You
I
ain't
think
talking to
that's
me.
good.
All right, roll.
That's good. That's a good way to go, man.
17.
All right, he seems confused, and he's kind of looking at you, and he scratches his head.
And then you mimic him by being confused.
And I mimic my scratch my head.
So what are you two doing?
Python?
So what are you two doing?
Well, right now
You've somehow sneaked down. You guys gonna be able to
No,
sneak down.
I'm hoping the bat created enough of a distraction for us to get closer to the temple.
All right, sneak.
All right, are we rolling the sneak?
Oh boy.
It's Dex,
This is gonna be
right?
bad.
Yes. Hutsell, roll twice.
Oh boy.
You take the lower roll.
17 plus 1, 18.
All right, he's sneaking along.
10 plus 1,
2 plus 2.
so 11. I got 11.
All right. Falls down the
All
cliff.
right,
and just
you're down
rolls
on the
down.
bottom floor of this cavern, talking to a guy, just saying
Whatever he says to me.
He says to you,
Just
and the
repeat.
guy's just looking at you like,
What the frick, man?
he
what the
is
frick, man?
halfway. He's sneaking through because he's smaller. He's got his cloak pulled around him, and he's kind of like just hiding to the shadows. No one's really paying attention to him. The bat's still flying around somewhere. Hutsell, it just comes down. He goes, and you just see a bunch of orcs look over, and you see this guy all in plate mill, where all the orcs are only wearing leather armor, and Hutsell is like,
What's up?
All
all right, roll initiative.
Crap.
Hold on. Can I do my...
All right, you loosen
16.
it, and that ramp just like collapses down. You see that there's confusion now. The chieftain's up there and trying to gather more soldiers to them, and they're pointing down because they see your flaming sword down there.
We need to get the hell out of here, or we need to find, like, we don't even know where
So they
this
can't
thing
get
is.
down to us now, right? Because we've collapsed.
They're going to have to take alternate routes,
Yeah,
so it's
take
going
longer.
to take them more time.
Hutsell, take a healing potion.
I'll take a healing potion, and then we should
And
try
head
to escape
into
into
the
the temple and see if we can barricade it.
You enter the temple. Any of the orcs that were following you seem to stop pursuit and bow in reverence to the structure. Inside the structure, you notice there's a central island with many treasures piled in the middle. It's surrounded. The water surrounding the island is murky and full of debris. You do notice a glowing crystal skull in the middle of the, because there's like a power. You notice there are a few things that are glowing. There is an iron flask. There is a crystal skull, and there's a ring. They're all magical. And that's
With a flask?
none of the orcs. You can hear them coming down, but they're not entering the temple.
All right. Here's the deal. I impart this knowledge onto you guys. Before this happened, I had a nightmare, and in the nightmare, my sister was holding that flask. So
in that nightmare, she was holding the flask that's in the treasure.
Okay, is it?
So it's either bad or good.
Then you should grab it then.
She's related
It's bonded to
to the
you.
guy who was in charge, and they're bowing down. They won't come in here and attack us. So the skull, that flask, or
And
something
you
has
are
something.
all put together.
Yeah.
It's the skull of your mother.
No, shut up.
It's a skull.
I'll grab the flask.
You
You
grab
take the flask. Well, what are you taking?
The skull.
You take the skull. Anyone else taking the other ship?
I'll take the ring.
What does my flask do?
Your flask, you pick it up, and you feel a stirring in it. And after a few moments, you hear like this puzzled hello.
Answer
She's
it.
I Dream a Genie.
I respond. Who is this?
It's like it's been a long time since someone has held the flask. What have you come here for?
Drinky.
We've come to retrieve the crystal skull.
The skull of the Dark Archivist.
Archivist?
What do you know of the Dark Archivist?
No, he was a
Dark
powerful
Archivist.
seer a long time ago.
He archives really dark things.
The guy who was at the top of the
archived
tower
dark
in the very
things?
first campaign, dude.
You archive dark things?
Yeah.
If you release me, I will promise you untold power. The voice inside the flash seems desperate. And
Let it out, Hutsell.
Do you have a name?
It will give you something. It will.
Oh, it'll
It
give you
will
something.
be
Red.
obliged to help you.
Ooh.
If you
release it.
Well, it is the enemy of our enemies, so I'm going to guess it's our
Enemy of our
ally.
enemy is your friend.
As for the skull, you get quick visions of several possible outcomes of encounters. Like you're almost seeing different.
Well, what does Bryon see?
You can archive dark things.
I don't know what I see. I see
You see
timelines, but
you
Things could happen
exiting.
nice. Things can happen bad.
I see myself.
Things can
What?
happen somewhat
You see
good.
in one you're exiting,
Yeah.
and the orcs worship you. You see another one where you arrive and the stranger's there. You see another one where something rises out of the water in this temple and devours the three of you.
Cthulhu!
My guess is in the
Before
flask.
we do that, is there a way to ascend the temple from the inside?
No, it's just one room.
Well, then what's the point of this temple?
Roll initiative.
We need to get all.
Heads come out of different parts of the water.
It's a Hydra.
On
Let's summon Hercules, Bryon.
Yeah, right. Xena and Hercules need to come out.
one of them goes to strikes you. Misses. One of them goes to strike you. Hits.
Well,
At least you have extra potions.
You take 7 points of damage.
ah,
One of them strikes you.
I'm hidden!
I said you
Believe you're
believe yourself to be hidden.
I am! I vanished.
you can't. You're hiding.
What's your AC?
I'm
Ghosts.
hiding. 15.
All right, it hits you. You take 8 points of damage.
Dude, what the deuce? You told me I was hidden.
Not anymore.
2 more heads come out of the water and they attack Hutsell.
Hutsell, drink that potion.
They
Drink
they
that
both
flask.
miss you. Hutsell's sitting there with his sword, batting them.
Well, I'm guessing you can attack with the staff.
And roll a charisma check.
Uh-oh.
Is that
You
6?
use the power of the staff.
8
plus-
plus -1.
Yes, so 7.
All right, the staff gets to choose your next action.
Oh, ball.
I was going to say, we should have made an illusion of the skull still on the altar. Trick it into thinking we didn't take it.
That is actually the craftiest thing I've heard so far.
That was.
Well,
That's very crafty.
as
Well,
some
after
of
you
you savvy
find me
folk may have hinted or understood, we were dealing with a mind flayer. Our battle was so epic and so destructive that the audio was lost from our Mind Flayer battle. It seems as though he just simply ripped the memory of his existence out of our collective minds and hard drives. Anyway, we defeated the Hydra with great excellence and sent the mysterious lieutenant packing. Continuing on with our adventure, I'd just like to say thank you for listening. We can be followed at Dungeonetics on Instagram, Twitter, and at dungeonetics@gmail.com. Whew. Back to the adventure.
By capturing the crystal skull from the Temple of the Twisted One and sent the stranger packing. Right now, it's been about 1 month. Sharing a simple hut that the dwarf Eason offered the group, you have found a new home. Each of you have tried to find a place in an isolated society free of the threats of the mainland. Albert has approached Tancred, the local blacksmith, an aging dwarf that followed Eason to the island over a century ago, about becoming his apprentice. The bounty hunter has found a new employer in the dwarf leader of the town, as Eason is always on the lookout for new enforcers. Meanwhile, Kazaa has secluded himself in the study of the skull, while training one of the survivors of Asterport named Patrick to be his assistant herbalist, curing the ailments of Hidden Harbor. One night, as the party slumbers within their dwelling, a piercing howl startles them awake from a deep sleep.
I run upstairs and ask Kazaa if he, slipped and fell or something. Maybe getting out of the shower.
Well, you get out of your bed, and as you're going to climb, this is like kind of like a jungle town in like a harbor on a tropical island.
So we talking about
you have a bamboo ladder up to the top floor.
Oh.
You're going up there, and you hear a growling behind you, and you see a gigantic wolf behind you.
Really, Mark? Really? How close? How close is he to me?
You would say about 15 feet.
You don't know. Do we know for sure?
16.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty. There is magic.
Okay.
There is transmutation magic. Someone's been transformed, and
So we know it's Marc officially then. We know
you have a pretty good clue.
Yeah, we know it's Marc. I mean, there's no way around it. Unless someone snuck into our house and turned into a werewolf. Marc just disappeared.
Okay, well, it's a good thing I didn't chop your head off then.
Or your tail.
Yeah, that'd be off with penis and a head. No, it's me.
No, it's you.
We know.
Shut up.
We know.
He continues to struggle. However, you actually got a pretty good snag on it. So he's just you just hogtied him, and he's kind of just rolling around. You gonna do anything else?
Nah.
Well, night, everybody.
And you guys are meeting at the Loose Drawstring.
I'm guessing that we're discussing matters over a big...
Hearty tankard of ale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to bring in there.
Plethora of box of food.
All right.
All right,
The three of you
gentlemen.
guys walk into the tavern, get your normal table, order your normal drinks.
Hey guys, guess what? I wake up every morning naked and bloody.
Me too. What a coincidence.
You don't know what's going on? You have no clue?
We
I
can
go
work
in
something
3.
out.
You scratch my back.
And while
I'll
they're talking,
scratch yours.
As
long as you're not wearing a flea
you're
collar.
basically looking for someone, and you come to the tavern.
Okay. I see these unsavory types. I don't know you guys as heroes, okay?
We're nothing but.
Then I see them, I walk into the bar.
Yep.
All right. Should I describe myself?
They know of the constable. They haven't had that many dealings with you. But dwarves in this world are around 5 feet,
Okay.
a little more. You're pretty stocky.
All right.
Well, they're all humans, so they don't know so much about the Earthborn, because there are no human Earthborns.
Yeah.
So
Weren't we
they
born
don't
on
respect
Earth, too?
what it is. What?
So I'm going to saunter up to these gentlemen.
All right.
Okay. And be like, hi. My name is Chester, and you guys should not be here.
Your name's Chester?
Chester Winterbottom. Get it straight.
Winterbottom?
Winterbottom! Chester Winterbottom.
Chester?
No.
Winterbottom.
My concern is that the three of you guys have been making a name for yourself. You're dealing drugs and seeing in the future. You're with that pirate Eason and... Oh, what up,
Runs the whole
dwarven buddy?
town.
Hey, how's it going?
Boom! I can trust him. He is a dwarf.
He
like
works
6
with a
foot.
dwarf.
You work with a dwarf. Hey! There is an issue that's actually been brought to me, and I've actually asked Mr. Isan about it. I don't know if you've heard about some of the murders, people missing in this town.
Yeah, you
Well,
know.
We had heard rumors.
I heard anything.
I'm
Anything left behind from the killer or the
Is
person?
there anything I can garner from that?
Other than what
clues?
you haven't fully combed over the thing yet.
Okay.
It just happened this morning.
Investigations are currently on their way, and I have my best man on the case.
Well, then,
Cold case, yeah.
Yeah,
Some gnomes walk in and hand him some more information.
I really want to know.
Yep, you head over the house. As he mentioned, all the windows are blown out. Looked like something came in forcefully. His body is in like the middle of the room.
They're chalk
There's no chalk outline. He's just covered in lacerations and blood.
We don't know if it's
Not
you,
like
but
helter-skelter-ish, but still pretty bad.
All right, in the room, you see an altar with this ruin. That's an archaic ruin. You've never seen it before, and you see all kinds of like little like animal skulls and bones and different, just like a very gnarly looking dagger.
it sounds to me like there was some sort
Some
of
bad stuff going on
some
here.
cultist activity.
sacrifice, cults,
No.
a cult, a sacrifice.
This is Maryland. This is Charles
So he
I'm
doesn't
pretty sure this
recognize.
guy died doing something bad, so there we go. Crime solved. No, we got to figure this out.
Let's button this up and get out of here.
Well, obviously there was a cult, or he was part of a cult, and there's a sacrifice because you have a sacrifice.
Sacrifice went wrong.
Any
Yeah, something
books, tomes, or can I check his pockets?
You're a cop. You can do whatever you want.
Well, yeah, no, this is true. I'm good. All right, I check his pockets.
There are two books.
Hounds of the Baskervilles.
One of them is his ledger for his business.
Take it.
Taken.
There's some notes about how he's running in some stiff competition from a new merchant in town, whose name is Isaac Rand.
Ran so far away.
Yes, it's Raan, but yes.
Oh.
And the other one is written in a different language. It uses the Dwarven alphabet, but it talks about Dark One many times and different
we
things
heard that
about
before?
harvesting souls.
Harvesting souls. I never heard of any of this before.
Unfortunately, we have.
Gentlemen, you know of this.
You guys should stay out of the business.
Business of what?
Business that doesn't belong to you.
LaRue died in this town. It is my business.
All right.
He's like, LaRue
Let's watch there.
was just the beginning. Does this need to get worse?
Just beginning. What's going on here? What business? What are you guys talking about?
The new business in town. The new person is going to make Eason look like small time.
A new merchant coming in? Is that what you're trying to say? There's a new guy coming over to take over?
She's a merchant.
She? The chick, is she single?
Is there any way we can seek parlay?
Shibata!
Catalan.
Catalan. It's a sexy name.
You know that name.
I do?
She was a girl that came from Asterport.
Tale
The one
as
that
old as
claimed to be
time.
Hutsell's stepsister.
Beauty
really?
and the Beast.
Yeah. Tales all this time for sure. Where's she been? That was going to ask that. Where has she been this whole time?
Sounds like someone's muscling on your crew, dude.
All five of them draw their weapons.
Oh, crap. We're in a fight.
Your fist turns into stone, like
Folklore.
on his arm now.
Oh,
So he
Raiders.
can't move.
drag him. All right, guys, I got him.
All right.
Nice.
So you see
Way
the
to
monk
go.
just like fly off, run up a wall,
Who
and
is
come
this
around
guy?
behind him and grab him with a stone hand.
I hold my flaming sword in front of his face and demand to know where my sister is.
Oh, you mean
That's interrogation style right there. That's Gangnam style.
no? We must be nice to him. I'll be good cop. You be bad cop.
Don't hurt him.
All right, you
Poke
drag him up. He's like, your sister's with the others.
Who are the others?
You've met Isaac Rand. Perrin LaRue used to be a member of us.
How many are you?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Except for Jay Eason, because you tried
Worst constable ever.
The last time we have our meetings, they're at Isaac's warehouse on the docks. We meet almost every night.
They're en route to this place called Glassfield.
Looks like we're coming with you.
Do you have any way to disguise? Yeah, wait a minute. I got disguise.
All right, make your disguise check. See how well you disguise the party.
Oh my
It's not a
god!
one. Just say it's not a one.
You use crown for makeup.
Paper mache and sticks.
Can I use vanish?
You put like makeup, the dirt, just rubbed it on their faces.
Thanks, Marc.
You walk in. As soon as he closes the door, he turns around and goes, "Oh, you aren't.
No.
You're not the others." And he goes to reach, but all he's got is a dagger, and he's like, "I remember you guys. The constable.
Hey,
You're not even a human."
you let me in.
Surprise!
He's dumb now.
Can I magic dagger him?
He's
No,
not wearing. He's
no.
not wearing any armor, and
No.
all he has is a dagger.
We're not killing this guy.
Can I vanish?
We just want to get down to the bottom of this thing. We believe that you're not bad, inherently bad. Pardon me. I just push him and move past.
He kind of like, and Rory's like, "Stop," because he knows you guys outclass him. As you get to the carpet, you see the other two people turn around, and you notice the dwarf is the scholar you talked to earlier.
Explains why he knows everything about the amulets.
Bastard!
Son of a, come on!
I know nothing in this town.
Where's
Guys, come on. Can I'm not even mad. I just want to guilt him into like.
I'm thinking a new line
Can
of
you
work
use
maybe
Jewish-
in order for your Jewish
cop
skills.
what are your skills? Jewish guilt? Can you use that?
Should write it in.
And as you guys are all just like, they're surrounding you, see Catalin walk out from behind a tapestry on the top of the altar. She's like, "We meet again, brother."
God, she's hot.
What happened?
What? Oh, sorry.
Really? Really?
He said he did her.
I did.
Wait,
He did not.
In my dreams.
he's making shit up.
Shut up.
Talking shit about yourself.
I asked her where she went after we
my sister.
arrived, and what is this all about?
We're looking for my master.
Screw his sister, dude.
Who's your master?
You found him in the caves.
No,
He was trapped a long time ago in the iron
The
flask.
guy who talks to you.
Oh, beans.
It's the guy that talks to him in the flask.
Yeah.
Tell her you have the flask.
No, you don't want to tell her that.
Is that the reason why the people won't go into mines?
Yeah, it is the reason why they won't go
I'm
in the
asking.
mines.
Shut up, I want to know.
So it's like, I don't know what's currently going on in the mines. That's something beyond my scope. All I want is the flask, and I know you people retrieved it. It was in the temple of the Twisted One.
What plans does the Twisted One have for the town?
I don't serve the Twisted One.
Then who do you serve?
The one that's trapped in the iron flask.
It's not the
Keeps
actual.
on saying, "I can help you. You gotta let me out. Gotta help you. Gotta help
We
you."
thought it was a twisted
So
one, but
so
it's
what
not.
do you know about the being in the flask?
It's my master.
Now remember, you guys are related. So if you lie to him, that's like not cool.
He was a host to the Avatar in the Kingdom of Death.
Oh, Chi-Chi's.
That
Basically,
sounds-
he was the mortal,
He's Hades?
the mortal cage that trapped a living god. Yes, yes, I know you're a werewolf.
What?
We tried to frame you for the murders this morning.
So,
Way to go, Mark! You're innocent.
so you guys killed LaRue.
I was.
Oh!
He was
Wait
part
a
of
minute.
he
I
was
was
part
very
of the
paranoid.
order, but he tried to back out.
Why did you kill him again?
Because he wasn't going with the order.
He wasn't
Basically,
He was
LaRue
decided
was
what
tired
he
of it, so they offered
Okay, so
LaRue.
you guys
So
are on
you-
the
you
good
have-
side then.
No, they're not.
Basically, you have one option. I'll give you this option since you are my brother.
How
You give us
magnanimous
the
of
iron
you.
flask. I know you carry it on you, and I'll let you live, and I'll let everyone in the town live.
And if we don't?
They're gonna kill everybody, genius.
I'll offer your souls to my master once I retrieve him.
I don't know, gentlemen. Do you want to keep
Oh,
that flask?
can we have a little moment to ourselves?
Yeah,
Preferably
we need
near
to-
the exit.
We need to have a.
Let's ask. Here's a favor. We let you out, but you have to leave the town, and everyone has to be left alone.
I don't care much for the town. It's not my grand view of things.
What exactly is your
Without
grand
any
view?
bloodshed, you and you'll take you and your people, and they'll split if we let you out. Never to return again.
For this little island, there's no consequence for me.
That's your favor. You're bound by it.
Wait. If we do that, your sister will have no interest in us anymore because that's what she's after,
I will have to kill her.
and you don't have to kill her.
Can we keep the flask?
The flask is just a magical item that traps people.
I agree with this. What do you think,
It's a
Hutsell?
trapping flask. You can use it again on
I
someone
feel
else.
conflicted, but I also agree.
Okay, we got three.
Listen, you hear what he
Falls in
said?
my motive.
Wait a
I just want to protect the town.
Wait,
All
lean
right.
back.
How about if we just hold on to it, and if he becomes a problem later on down the line, we can just put him back in the flask?
No, he's gone.
probably.
He's leaving. He's leaving.
Yeah, but if he, for whatever reason, doesn't leave, like he lies to us like all villains do,
I don't know.
Yes, but he's already promised that he's gonna leave.
Yes, because villains make promises and they always keep them. Before we let you
The flask begins
he
to,
released and kills all of us.
it begins to vibrate as the cork is removed. A column of bubbling ooze pours out onto the floor and begins to climb upon itself as it assembles itself into a form of a man.
man, hopefully wearing pants.
As it nears almost 6 feet,
That's a greater version of
its
Agent.
flesh emerged from the
I was watching me
ooze,
way too many times.
but it is rotten and decayed.
Ew.
Before you is an elf that appears to have died centuries ago, its flesh barely holding on to its decrepit bones. Free at
Ew.
last, the
You're
figure screams.
Gross. You want to go back in the cloak and the thing? Disgusting looking.
Let me
It's-
ask you a question.
It's got gray skin. It's an elf, but one of its elongated ears is like decayed off,
Oh, cool.
and it's wearing the robes that you would envision him being a wizard.
Can I introduce myself as Chester Winterbottom and ask what his
Worst
name
hospital in
is?
the history of the planet.
My name is Solsi.
Solsi. All right, Solsi.
We knew that. Catlin told
So
us.
I look at him and I
I
say,
bet
so then we have an
The next day,
We're at the
as you
tavern.
guys are going to meet,
Tavern.
you meet for breakfast at the tavern.
Come with cups of coffee in the morning for these guys.
I've had an issue before all this. Last night, I'm seeing shadows in my room, and I found a leaf. A leaf.
Wait, hold
that
on.
was
Maybe you should close the window?
no.
And
Let's
you
just-
hear that there's a new nightclub on the dock that's open.
Nightclub?
I love it.
There's a yield nightclub.
I've learned that a recent shipment that's route around the island has been interrupted by privateers, has vanished over the past couple nights.
Oh yeah? Tell me more.
It was en route to Glassfield.
Really? Where's that?
That's the kingdom you guys are from.
Yeah, that's where you guys came from.
oh, that's where
Oh,
it
okay.
came from. Yeah.
There you go. From a secluded island to the south where it was hijacked. However, 3 of the crates were found empty in a holding warehouse this morning.
Or yesterday.
Another morning. Several other crates still contained hundreds of pounds of gold, but the 3 in question only held the remaining packing dirt. Whatever was inside those crates is missing.
Yeah, obviously.
Our pal Jay Easton wants to know location of his missing treasure and identities of the people foolish enough to double cross him.
Oh, do you actually know what was in the crates?
No.
I say we tackle the mine first.
Listen to your friend. I mean, here's the thing. These were man-made tunnels. These are not in front of us that are...
Oh, well, the tunnel you're in now has been chiseled by miners.
Okay.
The tunnel before is like literally carved stone walls. So that's like a structure that was carefully built.
Okay.
Can I look at folklore?
If you go down to the tunnel,
Folklore.
a lot of the like inscriptions on the side remind you of the orc encampment you went to.
Someone's gotta scroll.
Actually, I would like to take, since we got like a moment here, I wanted to give you the flasks so that you could do some research on it and figure out how it works.
Yes.
You pass it off.
I expect it back.
Okay. Well,
Don't fill it full of grog and drink out of it. Or anything.
can I use
trap
can I
yourself
use my
inside.
crystal skull to figure out what the flask is
You
all
should
about?
be able to just use
Takes out its
knowledge.
glowing-
Well, I could use knowledge, I guess. Either or, right? It
takes
doesn't
out the
really
crystal
matter.
skull and it's glowing an odd yellow color.
Yeah,
you
knowledge
had
on
the crystal, you pulling out the crystal skull?
No, knowledge. Just use knowledge on
Yeah,
it.
arcane knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, your John's gonna unleash hell on us.
D20.
Or
yes.
about the inscriptions?
No,
No,
the flask.
Oh, about this flask? The flask is, you can will it to pull things into it.
Okay, we know that.
And you make it, basically, it tries to suck it. If it grapples the thing, it pulls it in, and then it's entrapped until the cork is removed. Because as it pulls it in, the cork just instantly comes right into it.
Okay.
And it can communicate with whoever holds the flask, but it can't be released until the cork is removed. After passing through the tunnel that appears to have outdated the miner's operation, it opens into a large chamber. The room has natural lighting, as if you would refer to glowing stones as natural. In the center of the room is a raised dais with a ring of pillars around it. In the middle is a pedestal that holds a deep black metal circlet with several dull purple jewels set within it. Arrayed around it are the statues of figures reaching for the circlet in various positions.
Does anyone have any detect trap?
No.
Alright, he's not that kind of thief. He's more of an assassin. Alright, you guys are looking around. You don't see anything. However, you
Don't step there!
don't see any like pressure plates or anything. You're looking around the cavern. You do notice a sound scraping like a boot on the ground, and you kind of see a shadow move from one pillar on the other pillar on the other
Goddamn
side.
shadows, wherever I go.
It's like a man-sized figure you saw move from one pillar to the
Guys,
next.
there was a shadow.
Okay, did we talk to the shadow?
I think we should go investigate.
We don't want anything to do. We don't want any funny business.
Well, we're gonna get funny.
We're going to get funny
We're
business.
gonna get
Who's there? Show yourself.
Don't show yourself. Just tell us who you are.
Either or, your choice.
Yes.
All right.
No
You're
choice.
surrounded.
Don't tell us.
You see, you hear hissing, and the figure moves out from behind the pillar.
Is this Medusa?
This gem here that everyone's reaching for.
The circlet it's a black metal circlet that goes on your head
Make it fall on our face.
with 7 dull purple stones set in it.
Run for it. You know you
Oh,
want to.
dude, I got fleet of foot. I'm coming right up that pillar and whoop,
Yeah.
Go for it.
going for it.
King of the world, man!
All right. You grow up.
This is such a bad idea. Okay.
He's wearing a red shirt, by the way.
You run up to the pedestal, grab the circlet, and put it on. As the circlet is lifted, you hear the grinding sound of stone on stone as a stone cube raises out of the floor beyond the pedestal.
You released the Borg.
You see out of the floor, 10 feet from the pedestal. The walls of the cube begin to move and shift like a Rubik's Cube as you begin to see a floating creature appears to be a sphere with a central eye with a toothy maw with several fleshy stalks branching out of it with eyeballs on the end of them.
Dude, I'm lopping off the Medusa's head right now.
The cube is slowly opening. It's not free yet. And if the guess, that is the Twisted One's lieutenant that was imprisoned here.
Way to go. Way to
That thing
go.
was coming up out of the ground regardless.
Hutsell, get off it.
Don't go full
This
flame.
thing might
away from it.
explode!
Everybody get away from it.
Run over to it. Boom!
All right, you bring the circlet. Even before you get it on it, you see its body starting to crumble, and one of the other gems lights up.
Just one?
Just one.
So it's got 2.
But the thing is huge, though.
How many gems is on it?
7.
Yeah, we're boned.
The thing was fucking huge.
We're just,
Run.
yeah. No.
No.
I still have the flask.
You got Hutsell just walk up.
Hutsell really
He's
wants
just
to
like puts the sword in the ground,
You got
takes out the flask.
I'm on game plan B. I'm running to that pool of
Bobby's going to run to the...
blood.
Now, can't you run right from that? Or do you have to wait till your next turn?
See if you can
Trust
bind
me,
it with the
when
crossbow.
you hand me the crown, I know exactly what I need to do with
Crossbow.
it.
It is now the mage's turn, and you are free.
But it's looking
Try
at
to
you,
see if you can move out of its, like,
Can I move out and go flask?
You
We'll
can.
flask it again.
do it.
But he's got... How can
Use
he?
a
'Cause he's
different
looking at him.
D20.
Run off to the side.
Oh.
That's what he said.
Here we go. Let's go for gold. 10 plus
4,
14.
All right, you pull it. You feel like this, like the lights dim in the room, and you see this like sucking, and like the beholder just flies towards you, hits the top of the flask, and just gets pulled until it gets smaller and smaller, and just squeezes into it, and the cork just goes right at the top.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Captured it!
Oh,
Victory
man.
is ours!
With a 14, you did that? Were you just being nice? Is that
No,
really?
you didn't really need. You really didn't need that much to hit
Last
it
time
with
you
it.
got a 12, so we were like literally 2 points away.
Yeah, true. Okay. All right.
Oh, we did
Plus, we did.
Okay,
We captured it.
we have to make a vow here, though.
Never open the
a
flask.
beholder.
With great power and responsibility.
So you have reprisoned the creature trapped here and killed all his
Minions.
minions.
Well, there we go. Number 2 in the books.